I come across quite a few people during the year they're scared to mess their horse up. They're like, I don't want to make this worse. Oh, I don't want to mess it up. It's my only horse and this, that, and the other. And one of the first things I tell them, maybe not right in the beginning, but like the summary is like, look, it's a buy-sell trade market. So worst case scenario, you sell your horse. That'd be worst case. And honestly, anymore today, like if you guys read horse for sale ads, and we're going to move on from this. Don't think I'm just saying sell your horse because you can't fix it. But this is worst case. How many times have you seen on different places, Craigslist ads or whatever, the perfect horse, right? In the ad, they list it as so perfect. When you go find it, it's actually a hunk of junk. Like they totally misrepresented the horse. Or better yet, how many of you have seen where they actually represent, like, in theory, a bad horse properly? They represented it properly. So this thing's horrible. He's a project. Someone's going to need to come in here. How many people are like, I want a project? Those horses, I swear, the horses, they're like, I'm a 3-legged U-neck bronking outlaw from South Dakota. I've killed 3 people. I don't load in a trailer. I have horrible feet, this, that, and the other. People are like, I want to rescue that thing, right? It's such a popular thing to rescue these horses. And some people do a really good job with it. So I'm just saying, like, that would be worst case scenario if you couldn't get things going with your horse. But let's talk about a few different things today. One, the avoidance of not doing things, the hesitating when you are doing things, the not following through because you're letting fear lead instead of your leadership and your decisions. Guess what? That is worse than putting too much pressure on your horse. That alone is going to make things worse. Because some of you are like, well, I don't want to go out and work my horse, or I'm afraid of this, that, and the other. It's like, well, that fear is going to be worse than doing it. I promise you. That's one thing. The other thing is, when you're really, really, really training a horse, you're going to run into problems. There's going to be like seasons and moments and journeys and places, like say you're starting a colt, like just because you got 30 rides on him doesn't mean he might not still try to buck you off on occasion. And I know there's the horsemanship gurus out there. They're like, oh, well, if you do it right, they'll never buck. It's like, okay, I get that. But there are horses still that want to buck people off. You just haven't started enough if you think that's the case or the representation. There's going to be something. Or even if he is a good horse, he can get hung up in something like get a leg in a gate or a panel or a rope or something and just gets confused and kind of, honestly, how people ride most of the time anyhow, like for me, myself included, if a horse even squirts once, I'm probably going to come off because I'm not on horses that squirt much. So it's just the fact of it. So anyway. Things can still happen there, right? So, well, you just have to kind of understand it's part of the journey. And as a trainer, riding one of these things, trying to get them better, a lot of times I look for the problems. I actually look for the problem. That is my day. I come out and I'm like, where is he stiff? Where is he bad? Where is he not want to be? Like last night, for those of you guys who watched the live, let's see where he's at today. I'll flip this around. Okay, he wasn't very good turning right. Okay, for those of you who watch this, if you want, you can just review. I'm not saying he's great today, but like he's turning today. But yesterday, I was like, he sucked because like when we went left, let's see, coming left, he's ready to go. Okay, I'm not saying he's as good to the right, but he's better than he was yesterday. And we're not looking for anything fancy here. He's just a young horse. He doesn't have to be all killing it here or anything just yet. But he's learning, right? So last night's mistake, I don't want to turn right very much. It's not like he was rearing up or anything. He's just hesitant. And I was like, well, I got to have something to work on here. Is better. But because it was a problem compared to the other, we targeted it. We worked on it. We put a few more reps in it. We had a little more awareness. Okay, to work on that sort of thing, and he's a little better today. And as long as he kind of keeps motoring that way, we'll be good. And then, down the road, maybe tomorrow, maybe today, something else will show up. Maybe he don't want him back very good, or maybe I'll go to get a gate. He don't want to get the gate, or maybe I'll be out riding. He don't want to get in a creek, or he sees a cow and he spooks, or just different things. They're going to show up, but what those are is they're opportunities. If you Like, hey, this is going to give me a chance, like for this right-hand turn, this is going to give me a chance to put in a few more reps and get things going, right? Because now I'm going to be wanting to turn him to the right more often. So maybe during the days, I'll turn right 5 times and I'll turn left once, something like that. I'll turn right 10 times and I'll turn left twice, 3 times, whatever. And I'll just get it on my mind. But because there was a problem, because there was an issue, then I'll look for it. Another thing we need to think about is this, is how many folks do you know, yourselves included, I know I've been there, especially early on, get caught off guard. You're just shocked. You're surprised by something. And maybe that's what you're really worried about. Is like you're worried about kind of making your horse worse. But then you know if he's a certain way, you're going to get caught off guard, whether it's on a trail ride or in the middle of a show, or you're hauling your horse down somewhere, he panics, he freaks out. Like, put a like down here if you've ever run into that where you're just like, something happened. You know, like maybe you're just riding along, you get stung by a bee, and your horse goes to bucking. You go to get a gate, and he jumps off the gate because the gate hits him. You go to load him in the trailer, and whether he loads or not, he panics. Either panics to load, or panics when he's in, or panics when he unloads. That kind of covers, like, just everybody. Everybody's like, oh, I can't load him. Okay, so they'll show you, and then you're like, okay, I got him loaded, but I can't tie him right. And then you get that going, and they're like, okay, everything's great. He loads, he ties, but man, when I take him out, right? There's always a little something, right? There's a little moment in there if you're in the real world of horsemanship. And that's where this is. If you're tuning in here for one of the first times, this is not the little butterfly daisy outfit. This is not the torture 'em outfit. This is the realistic, real horses, real people outfit. And that's primarily who I work with. Real horses, real people. I don't know that I'd work with anybody's not real or real horses. But like we're realistic, I guess, about the horsemanship and stuff. We're not trying to create some weird ass fantasy thing. It's like, okay, stand still next to your horse. That's great. Now, when you're out in the middle of the wilderness on the top of a mountain and your buddy's horse leaves you and you haven't ridden your horse in a week and things get weird and the storm's coming in and your horse is cold back, what are you going to do then? I promise you nobody else covers that stuff because that's actually real. That's realistic. They're in a little round pen or a little, like this, a little indoor arena making it look all easy, right? But things can get hard sometimes. Who's ever been in a hard situation? Raise your hand. You've been in a hard situation, right? Put a comment. Say like, I remember when I was yeah, it happened to me, right? We've all been in stuff. And that's what we like to try to help people with. The people that come around me, they're the go-getters. They're the doers. They're the wanting to get things fixed. They're the wanting to support other people. They're wanting to get through the journey. They're wanting to kind of be in an environment where they're not going to be criticized and put down and belittled and all these things. But they also want to be pushed, right? They want to be challenged a little bit. Like, hey, I came here, I want to learn. Like, let me learn something. Like, put me in a situation where I can learn, right? Okay, we're going to try something with this little horse, okay? I got 2 hands here. There we go. He did it. Let me flip this around. Look which direction we're going. Whoop, hold on. We're going to try that again. Try that again. All right, no, there we go. Now he's going right. He's trying to go right. Come on, dude. There. So he's learning, you see, but because we had that glitch, and now I'm like, I wonder what would happen, like, if we try without the rein for a second. Is he thinking, right? If I can do it without the rein, I'm not saying go home and start riding bridleless or anything, but, like, if I can do it without the rein, he's probably thinking about it, right? If I put my hand down, drop the rein, and I ask him to turn, and he runs off and goes to the gate, he probably doesn't know. He's not thinking about it. He's thinking about the gate while he's turning instead of what we're supposed to be doing. And we kind of been talking about that a little bit lately, about like getting them to kind of focus on things and help you a little bit and setting things up and rub them here and getting things kind of dialed in there a little bit. So anyway, I just want to check in here today. We're riding just a little bit earlier. We got some sort of a party going down with this outfit tonight. We'll see. Maybe I'll send you guys some highlights on it or something. But we got a little field trip with the crew, so hopefully that turns out good. I'm wanting to see if they actually pull the trigger and get on one of these things. We're going to go watch, but I don't know if that'll happen. But we'll see. I'm hoping they do something. We'll see. But let's see who's on here today. Ronald McClure's on here. Katie, hi Katie. Merca's new. Seuss is new. Hello, Victoria, Elise. Yeah, if you guys are new, reach out, say hi. It's a cool place to be, this group. Wish you could start my 2-year. Well, send them on over. Where are you at, Tanya? Tanya? I think it's it. Yep. You're probably a million miles away. But we do have a colt starting section in our Equine Masterclass at equinemasterclass.com. Super cool. Hopefully... Oh. Horsefly this past summer certainly was a moment. Yeah, them horseflies will get things going. Hello, Lisa's on here. Christina, howdy girl. Wendy's on here. I feel like some of y'all should probably be oh no, it's Saturday. That's why y'all are tuning. I'm like, some of y'all probably need to be at work. Lindsay, the team roper's on here. Ranger and I are listening in the round pen. Nice. Gayla's on here. Cool. Whole bunch of folks. So, hello, Leslie. Yeah, everybody put a hello in here. Say, like, hey, how's it going? I am from... It's like I'm curious. Where is everybody from? There's a few of you on here. Curious. There's some of the brand new people. I'm definitely curious about the gal that wants her horse start. Like, where are you from? Like, what town are you from? Probably way out. We are in Washington State. I tour the Northwest primarily, but we venture out. Like I was in Kentucky last year and the year before a little bit. I roll up into Canada a little bit. Used to travel all over, mostly the Northwest. So curious where Tanya's at. Yeah, just checking the feed here. What does everybody have to say? I'm actually in the Liberty pen with a 2-year-old. Oh, good job, Jamie. Yeah, that's probably what's going to happen. You might just have to get out there and give it some sessions, see where you're at. Ottawa. Oh, hi, Dana. Yeah, I know Dana. Did it say Tori? Tori, reach out to me again. About that photo situation. I think I was Tori, and we'll try to figure something out. I've just been a little bit busy with stuff, but yeah, it's on my list. Katrina, howdy. Judy's from Texas. Greg's on here. Arizona, right? No, New Mexico, I think. Greg. Yeah, I think he's New. I think Texas is too far from here. Okay, that's a little far. That is a little far. Tori's in Tallahassee. Caught you heading home from a long day photographing a barrel race. I like it. Patrick Masing's on here, horsemanship guy. Poland, holy smokes. They have horses out there in Poland? You know, I've traveled to a few countries last few years, and I tell you, it seems like a huge shortage of horses around these places. Like, I was in Japan the other day, I saw one horse, and he was on display in... just a little, like, he's just on display for horse of the year of the horse stuff in a shrine. He was in a shrine on display. So basically, he's standing in a stall, right? That was the only one I saw. Yeah, she's in Texas, she said. East Texas. Well, at least it's not West. I've been through West Texas. That's a rough country. Standing invite. Maybe I need to get off my ass and roll down there this winter, Craig. Pennsylvania. South Carolina. Heading out right now to play with my Palomino. I like it. Okay. Yeah, she'll check in. Ooh. Yeah, how's that gate getting going, Lindsay? I feel like, yeah, you were talking about, she's in Equine Masterclass, and we were talking about some side passing plans for getting gates and stuff. So I'm curious, that was during our last session. We have Zoom calls every month for part of the Equine Masterclass, and we hang out, we field questions, we run scenarios and whiteboard and just talk things over, hang out as a group. It's pretty cool. And Lindsay's in it. She had a question about getting gates on her young horse. So we threw out some ideas, and she's the type of gal who goes home and works on things. So I'm excited to see and hear her next progress. It's always been worried about messing up lead changes. Ooh, yeah. So I never even tried until the clinic this summer. Yeah. You're very welcome, Joanne. Lead changes, I tell you, they are tricky. I tell you, lead changes is the one thing, like if you start a little too early, and early meaning they're not ready physically and mentally, boy, it can sure put them on a path of disaster for sure. Like they can create some bad habits in the
lead changes. Now, if you can't ever start like lateral flexion too early, you can't start loose rein trotting too early, you can't start like backing really too early. I mean, minus a few rides, but like there's a lot of things you can just start whenever you want. You can never start trailer loading probably too early once you've had a few groundwork sessions. There's lots of things, but lead changes, yeah. Lead changes is going to be a little tricky for sure. Like you can, I'm not saying you can't get them, but if you don't go in there trying to get them prepared before you start, boy, it can get a bit tricky on a person. That is true. Ask me how I know. Okay, don't ask me how I know. Let's see. Who else is on here? I got to get this darker so I can read it. We have very long history of the horse industry. Cool. I like it. Roswell, New Mexico. Teresa Yelm. I know where Jamie's from. I know where Elise is at. Gail's at. I know all my locals. Good. Making progress there, too. Sweet, Lindsay. Japan eats horses. That's probably why I didn't see any. Oh, my gosh. This is my no-name horse. I haven't named him yet, so we got to figure that out. When I do, I'll introduce him properly. Pam's from Shelton. The right lead is hard. Oh, yes. It's Lindsay's going to have a forever. It's all going to start coming together after some time here. I love it. So, cool. All right. Well, I appreciate all of you guys. I just wanted to get on here. Apparently, this is starting to turn into a little bit of a habit. So, I don't know if it's a good habit or a bad habit, but we're going for it. Oh, those numbers yesterday. So, yeah. So, I was in Japan a while back, and I went to Tokyo, and they said the population of Tokyo is over 40 million people, and they said that that is the equivalent to the approximate entire population of Canada. And so maybe it's slightly off, but my comparison was we've got almost 60 million views on our social media accounts this month. That's between Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. I didn't check TikTok. We kind of quit doing TikTok so much, but probably picked that up. But anyway, so I was like, if every single person in Canada or Tokyo watched 1.5 views, that's how many people have watched the content this month, that's insane. Like, if every single person in Canada watched the video, anything, like 1 second view, that's pretty crazy when you think about it. Because I used to, they're like, social media, I don't need it. But then I'm like, nobody wants to watch or whatever. But then someone was like, they put a picture of an auditorium, and it's had like 1,000 seats, or at least 1,000 people sitting in the seats. And they're like, this is what 1,000 people look like. And it just showed like from the view of the person on stage looking out to the 1,000 people. So then, like, say you got 1,000 views on your content, that's what it looks like. And I was like, man, 1,000 people, that's a lot of people sitting out there when you're sitting in an auditorium and the seats are, I don't know, 20 people wide, and then it goes clear back, like 40 people wide, whatever. That's a lot of people sitting there. So I'm like, screw it. We're going to start pumping some more content here, start filling the auditorium from time to time, and just have a good little time with it. So that, and it takes a little pressure off of this, because when I'm sitting up here riding, guess what I'm not doing? Like, talking to you guys, I'm not picking on him or doing things. I just so what I do with this is I'm out here anyhow, and I need to kind of have a pendulum with him, like swing the energy up, bring the energy down, swing the energy up, bring the energy down. So what I do is okay, when I need to pull him back, I'll just get on Facebook. I need to swing him up, I'll get off Facebook and get going. Get going would be like I would pick him up here, okay, and off we go, all right? So we just, whoop, what button did I just push? There we go. So many buttons here. Okay, we're going to do that again. All right, here we go. So then we'll cruise around on him here. See, there, did you guys hear what he did? As soon as we start loping, okay, he blew out. He relaxed, and that's what we want. That means he's hunting the exercises, right? A lot of times horses will get kind of nervous when you run or something, but he's kind of gotten a habit of when he starts to lope off, he'll just kind of relax and kind of blow out, and then he gets a little bit of rhythm here when we go, see? And then we're going to come up here and we'll shut it off. Whoa. There we go. Shut it off. Okay? So we want that energy to kind of swing a little bit, right? So then I'll just be cruising around here again for a minute. It's kind of how we let this stuff roll. So anyway, I should get out of here. My crew's waiting on me. They got to go get their little fancy shirts and bling bling on and all the things. They're probably a wild race, probably a wild rag night. They'll probably be wearing their wild rags. All this stuff. I got to get out of this. I mean, I'm comfortable in this. I might just go like this, but I don't know. I probably should join in them. Go dig out an old wild rag and, do all the things. We're not going as far as like West Texas and shotgunning the boots or anything. We can't probably do that much up here in the Northwest. I know one guy or two that get away with that, but they're actually like from Texas. So that works for them. But yeah, we'll figure it out. So, all right. Well, thank you guys for tuning in, and y'all have a good day out there. Make sure y'all don't worry about ruining your horses. You can always put them on Craigslist and draw 1,000 people wanting your 3-legged flipper or whatever. But remember, target the problems. It'll help you. I'm not saying go causing trouble. I'm just saying don't be afraid of the trouble. If it shows up a little bit, redirect it till something good happens. And maybe your horse will be going left and right someday too, if they aren't already. All right. Well, thank you guys so much. Drop some likes, drop some love, and all the things, and we'll catch y'all later. Have a good day out there.